Dear students, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. I hope everybody of you is fine and healthy. And in the previous lecture we talked about account receivable management, and you have learned what was the purpose of account receivable management. Okay, briefly let me revise it again. There are four areas or four variables that affect account receivable. In other words, when we talk about account receivable management, it means we talked about four factors, four things, right? Number one, to whom we sell, mean customers to whom we are selling goods, right, must be determined, right? Because whenever you sell and you are not careful about your customers and about the quality and the credit worthiness of your customers, right, so you may face some risks. So who is your customers? What is the quality of your customers? Is your customer financially strong? Is your customer having sound financial reports? You can check the financial reports, right? If the customer is having a good record of the past transactions, if the customer is having no any bad history, so you have to make sure of your customers that your customer is capable to return back your loan on time. The second factors, that is the credit length. And what do we mean by the credit length? Whenever you sell goods on account or on credit, on account or on credit mean the same, right? When you sell goods on account, then you or a business or a company must specify the time duration in which customer should return the amount back. Usually companies assign in the credit term 1 month or 2 months or 3 months. So how to determine the credit length? Sometime company must decide to extend the credit period. So when to extend the credit period, and sometime the company should shrink and restrict the credit duration. So that need some sound management, and that is inshallah we will study in account receivable management. And the third factors which affect account receivable management, or the third component of account receivable management, is discount or cash discount. So businesses shouldn't offer discount without any reasons and logic. So you will learn when and what is the special time when companies should offer cash discount, and what is the logic and the reason behind offering cash discount. So this is the third component of account receivable management. And the fourth one is the collection policy of a business. When you sell goods on accounts, you may have number of credit applicants and lots of credit accounts. Then the management of all those accounts and the effective collection of all the accounts on time, that must have some policy and strategy. So that is inshallah we also will talk about. And the policy should depend on two things: the cost of the collection and the benefit of the collection. Inshallah we will talk about it. So in today's lecture we will discuss the first component, the quality of the customer or the credit standard, right, with numerical example to make it very much clear to all of you. So here we are talking about the first component or the variable which affect account receivable is the credit standards. Okay, what do we mean by the credit standards? Look here, if you remember, we talk about here the quality of trade account. Exactly, that is what is discussed here. How you can determine the quality of trade account? How do you know whether your customer is having really good quality or he is reliable or credit worthy? So by the help of credit standards. So what do we mean by credit standard? Let me explain the credit standard to you. Okay, okay dear students, the credit standard, it is given the minimum quality of credit worthiness of credit applicant that is acceptable to a firm. The minimum quality, right? The minimum quality, just wait, the minimum quality, right, of credit worthiness of credit applicant that is acceptable to the firm. What does this mean? Look here. For example, you have a business, right? Okay, and a customer is demanding a credit sale. A customer is demanding what? A credit sale. This is your customer, for example, right? Okay, this we call it a credit rating agency. Okay, okay, here we have a customer. Let me give an example of a customer. Okay, for example, this is a customer. Just look here. Okay, nice. Okay, so this is a customer and this one is demanding from you a credit sale, means to sell to him on account, right? Now you have some standards. Standards mean, for example, let me give an example of Salam University or any other university. When you like to apply to any reputed organization, any reputed university, then the university is having some standards you must meet. So if you cannot meet those standards, you cannot get admission, right? For example, Salam University is requiring 80%. Okay, a student who is not having 80%, right, cannot get admission here. Second, Salam University is requiring minimum of 3 CGPA. So a student if is not having a 3 GPA cannot be enrolled here for master. So look, Salam University is having some standard. For example, in Concours exam, Salam University may have a defined criteria or standard. So a student must have 85% to join here at Salam University, right? So look, similarly, businesses also have some standards. If you would like to purchase from a business on account, then that particular business will seek, right, or analyze some standards. Okay, what are those standards? You must have a credit rating certificate. What does this mean? For example, this is a customer. This customer must have a certificate, right, and the certificate should show the credit rating. Okay, these are, for example, the credit rating, right, from down to up, right? So the AAA is the high rating. Any business, any organization, any customer who is having the AAA credit rating is the highest one, right? For example, HEC or Ministry of Higher Education is coming in evaluating Salam University's performance, and at the end, Ministry of Higher Education is allotting or assigning a ranking to Salam University. So we say Salam University is in the W category or in Z category, right? So similarly, we have a credit rating agency, and this agency is giving rates. These are rates. So if this individual or customer or organization, a firm or supplier, if is possessing AAA rating from the credit rating agency, then we say a customer is reliable. Reliable means we can easily sell goods to him, no problem. Why? Because he is having a high score. If the customer is having 2A is comparatively less than AAA, and then we have A, and then we have BBB, and then BB, and the last one is B. So these are some credit ratings that is given by the credit rating agency. In many countries there are some credit rating agencies, like in the United States we have the Dun & Bradstreet company. So this is one measure through which you can analyze your credit applicant or your customer to make decision about the credit sale. So what is the credit standard? The minimum quality of the credit worthiness that is accepted by the firm. For example, your firm or your company, right? You have a company and your company is ABC, right? And you say that any customer who is coming to purchase from me from ABC must have A rating. What does this mean? It means you are just announcing to your customers that if you have A rating, if you have a certificate and your rating, your ranking is A, then you can purchase from me. Or if you are having a lower ranking or a lower rating, then you cannot purchase from me. So what is the credit standard defined by the ABC company? You can say A. What? A, right? When a customer with A rating can purchase from ABC, a student with 85% can join at Salam University, right? So that is exactly what we mean by the credit standards. So every organization, every company may define the credit standard for its customers, right? Why companies do so? Why? Because they try to control, they try to avoid risk, they try to have some safety measurement, right? So that is the reason behind companies, they are setting some standards. So if the company has selected or company has set A rating, that means the customer who is having the rating of A or above or allowed to purchase from ABC company. Or all other customers who have the rating of lower than A, means BBB, 2B and B, they are not allowed to come here and purchase from ABC company. So for example, if this individual is having the rating, and what is the rating? The rating of this individual is BB, right? And your criteria or your standard is A, so this individual cannot purchase from here. Or you, if you have a business of ABC, you are not allowing this customer to purchase from you, right? Simple as that. Now we say what happens if your company or any other organization, right, lower the credit rating, right? Okay, my standard I have defined here is this one, A, right? But unfortunately customers do not meet this criteria. What happens? If I'm not lowering the credit rating, then I cannot increase my sale. I have limited number of customers. Why? Because all the customers, they have a lower rating, and so far I have selected A, and there are fewer number of customers who have A rating. So what is the problem? The problem is I should lower my criteria. For example, Salam University has set the criteria of 85%, right? But in the market, students, there are less amount of students, right? They have 85%. So what happens? Salam University cannot attract more customers. So what is the solution? Salam University must reduce or lower the credit rating in order to increase the number of students. Similarly, if you would like to increase the sale, or if you would like to increase the number of customers, right, then you should lower your credit rating or your criteria. Okay, dear students, there is a problem. There is a problem. If the company lowered the credit rating, there is a problem. What is the problem? Let me tell you. The problem is that when you lower the credit rating, yes, sure, the number of the customer will increase, the sale will get larger, but there is a problem. The problem is there is the chances of bad debt losses. There is the chances of default. Why? Because you have lowered the rating. It means you are allowing those customers with a lower credit worthiness, and they may not pay on time, and they may become default, right? So this is one reason. Second reason, maybe your average collection period is getting larger, and we will discuss this a little bit longer. So in simple word, by lowering the credit rating, we can increase the sale, but it has a cost also for us. So increasing the sale is some good point, right? Why? Because by the increment in sale, our profitability increases, right? But the cost and the risk also increases, right? So what should we do? So we have a general rule. What is the rule? The financial manager should continually lower the firm's credit standards as long as profitability from the change exceeds, right, the extra cost generated by the additional receivable. Wow, look into this point. Let me make it clear for you, okay? The financial manager should continually lower the firm's credit standards, okay? Okay, continually means if you have a company, so you try to lower your credit rating. Why? Because it's a good point. You can increase your sale, right? So why not to increase? So lower your credit standard and try to allow more customers into your sale, to increase the sale, and hence to increase the profitability, right? But the financial manager should continually lower the firm's credit standard as long as profitability from the change exceeds the cost. Oh yes, 2 points here. One is profitability and another is cost. Okay, look here. Lower it, okay, increase the sale, but keep in mind one point, the cost. Okay, mean you should not increase your cost. So the profitability must be higher than the cost, right? So you have to weigh both of them, the cost and the benefits. So if the benefits from lowering the credit rating is higher than the cost, then you have to continuously you have to lower your credit rating, right? Given that if the cost is lower, the profitability is higher, right? Okay, So 2 points you have learned about it, that the general rule is to lower the credit rating when the profitability is higher and the cost is lower. So what is the cost and what is the profitability? Now we are discussing what is the cost and what is the profitability. So look here, dear students. Okay, these are the costs we have. Okay, when you lower your credit standard, for example, from A into triple B, you lower, right? What happened? There is a possibility of larger credit department. Why? Because when customer increases, right, so definitely you have to enlarge your credit department. There must be more personnel, must be more employees or clerical work employees, right? So your credit department should be enlarged. For example, Salam University is having a BBA department and there is only one coordinator, right? So when the number of students in the BBA faculty increases, so the one coordinator may not be sufficient to deal with the issues of the students. So we may increase the number of the coordinators. So similarly, if you lower the credit rating, so your customer increases and there is a need for a larger credit department, right? Okay, the second is additional clerical work. What is clerical work? For each and every new individual, you must have some documentation, some files, some account, and some papers, and many more work extra required because of the increment in the sale or because of the increment in the number of customers. And servicing additional accounts, you must have more accounts, right? More customers, more accounts, you have to collect from them and have to contact them and have to manage their issues, right? And also there is a cost of bad debt losses. Okay, bad debt losses mean if you lower the credit rating, so the customer increases, and among them those customers enter into your sale which they are having a lower credit worthiness, means they cannot pay on time or they are so much weak, right? So maybe they become default, means not capable to pay to you at all. So there is a bad debt losses. And the last one we have is opportunity lost cost. Keep in mind, when you extend the sale, when you lower the credit rating and the sale is increasing, then it means more money is closing in this process, more money become tied up in the process, right? Mean if you have 1,000 customers, right, then within 2,000 customers you have to invest more, you have to incur more costs. So by doing so, some money become closer in the process, and that money is having some cost for you, and we will discuss it with a numerical example in more detail a little after, right? So I hope you got it what we mean by cost. So let me just go back here. That is, the financial manager should continually lower the firm's credit standard as long as the profitability from the change exceeds the extra cost generated. Okay, so if the cost is lower than the profitability, you have to continually lower the rating. But you have learned what is the cost, right? Now we should work what is the profitability. The profitability is the higher sale, and definitely when your sale increases, your profit also increases. And keep in mind, dear students, in this example or this concept will become more clear if we do a numerical exercise. In the next class, inshallah, we will work on the numerical exercise that I will show you that have to weigh both the benefit and the cost, and have to decide whether it is appropriate for a company to lower the credit rating or not. Okay, wish you good luck and see you in next lecture.